Hello everyone, welcome to Chapter 3, Section 7 of the online video course, Chinese Traditional Culture and Spiritual Healing. My name is Wen Chao, a teacher at Guangdong University of Foreign Studies. Too many ordinary people are envious of swift horses, but have you ever asked the horses themselves how they feel? There is a parable in Zhuangzi about Bo ruling horses. Horses eat grass when they are hungry, drink water when they are thirsty, and run on land. This is the nature of horses. When Bo was born, he said, "I am good at handling horses." So he branded them with a red-hot iron, sharpened their hooves with a spatula, put netting over their mouths, and tied them up with ropes. Because of this, 2 or 3 out of 10 horses died. He went on to starve them, make them go thirsty, race them, make them prance, pull them into line, force them to run side by side. In front of them, the restraint of a stake, behind them, the terror of a whip. After all this mistreatment, over half of the horses had died. We can think of a horse trained by Bo as a person who shapes himself according to the values of the sex doctrine. Many people dream of becoming a swift horse, but Zhuangzi believes that becoming a swift horse does not correspond to the true nature of the horse. It is not being comfortable and living in one's own heart, but regarding someone else's comfort as comfort and living in the eyes of others. Thousands of children are just like these horses waiting to be disciplined by Bo. In the endless hope of parents who wish their children to become successful, children's free roaming nature has been suppressed. They have been escorted to the assembly line of swift horses and expelled to the arena to fight. Children's free time is filled with tutorials and classes, with their school bags getting heavier and heavier, and their short-sightedness become more and more entrenched. Their parent-child relationship and children's self-esteem are being eroded by the parents' repeated, irritating need for tutoring. In short, the learning of knowledge is becoming more and more alienated from the original purpose of life and has become a kind of burden on children's lives. In the process of children being forcibly shaped by a metaphorical Bo, parents feel sad that the children do not have the childhood they had when they were children. At the same time, they are paradoxically depriving their children of their childhood. They are exhausted but unable to extricate themselves, and they use the credo of one must suffer through hardship to become a better person to console themselves and their children, who are exhausted. Parents are also helpless, and they actually have a very tragic reason for doing so. If we give our children a happy childhood, we will own them a happy adulthood. Most parents suffer from swift horse anxiety. As a result, too many children are being forced to become swift horses. Some children lack the internal and external conditions to become a swift horse, while some lack the strong will to become one, but they are forcibly sent to Bo, where they suffer in the swift horse education mode. Fortunately, the double reduction policy for primary school and junior middle school students, currently implemented
by China's Ministry of Education is alleviating the swift horse anxiety.
The pyramid-like social structure determines that only a few will eventually become elite. So there are still a large number of children who, even though they have had an unhappy childhood, still do not gain a decent adulthood. The ideal society that Zhuangzi aspires to is one that provides every horse with an environment in which it can grow and be itself freely. If you have the conditions and the will to become a swift horse, you can go to Bole and become an outstanding example. If you don't have the conditions and the will to become a swift horse, you can become an ordinary, regular horse. Although there are big differences between ordinary horses and swift horses in terms of material enjoyment and social resources, they are equal in personality and they accept themselves, so they can respect each other and live together in harmony. Before we finish, I have 2 questions for you to think about. You can see them on the screen now. Please pause the video to think about them and continue when ready. 1. Do you want to be a swift horse or an ordinary horse? Why? 2. Do your parents have swift horse anxiety? If yes, how are you going to deal with it? Thanks for watching. See you in the next video.